The socioeconomic landscape of America experienced rapid paradigm shifts in the early 19th century. America was changing from a simple agricultural republic to a coal-powered industrial superpower. Many Americans couldn't handle the change and shut themselves off from a society that felt alien to them. The rise of religious revivalism also contributed to the rise of fundamentalist communities. Now let's take a deeper look into some of the most prominent utopian communities. First, the Shakers. The Shakers were one of the first major utopian societies and laid the basis for the many other ones to come. They shared their properties communally, which was a radical concept. They also separated men and women and forbade marriage and sexual relations. The Shaker communities died out during the mid-1900s after they found out that it was very hard to live this lifestyle because of how different it was to their regular way of life. Fun fact, there are only 2 Shakers left in the entire United States. Now we leave upstate New York for the wide-open plains of Iowa. The Amana colonies were made up of Germans who were members of the religious reform movement called Pietism. Marriages were allowed, but were considered a spiritual weakness. They shared properties like the Shakers. The Amana colonies never died out and still exist. Now we venture to Indiana, to a utopian village called New Harmony. New Harmony was originally founded by German religious heretics, but they abandoned the settlement after 10 years. In 1824, it was purchased by Welsh industrialist Robert Owen, who used it as a location to test his innovative social theories. The inhabitants lived by a proto-socialist structure. The community became known for its advanced education system and produced several prominent Indiana politicians and scientists. The project failed after only 2 years, but its legacy lives on to this day. Let's take a look at another one of these proto-socialist communes. John Humphrey Noyes was a prominent person in this new wave of utopianism and founded the Oneida community in 1848. This was a utopian community founded in upstate New York and valued radical ideals such as exact socioeconomic equality and community sharing. The people did not have private ownership and shared everything, even going as far as sharing marriage partners. This utopian community was actually economically viable and sold luxury silverware to sustain themselves. Some communities were also inspired by the works of foreign philosophers. Communities based on the ideas of French socialist philosopher Charles Fourier were founded across the United States in response to the industrialist age of America. Fourier phalanxes had people live and work together, but these communities died out because the workers were too individualistic to succeed. So what was the effect that these communities had on American society as a whole? While the majority of these utopian communities didn't last long and were pretty unsuccessful, they did impact American society a lot. These communities showed that not everyone was accepting of the drastic changes caused by the Industrial Revolution and the ever-changing society present in America. These utopian communities also formed the basis of new political ideologies, such as socialism, which were previously unheard of and thought of as ridiculous.